Hello everyone. So today we talk about a new chapter, that is ratio proportion. Okay. So first of all we talk about the ratio. Okay. Here something that you have to define, that is the main definition. What is the main definition of ratio? Okay. So definition of ratio is what? The ratio of two like equal quantities AB is a fraction, is written like a fraction A by B, which indicate how many times is the quantity A. Okay. In other words, their ratio indicate their relative size. Okay. So relative size means if the quantity A is 35, okay, and quantity B is 25, then you can write the ratio is of the form A by B, that is 35 divided by 25. So this is nothing but 7 by 5. So saying that A is to B, that is A, sorry, this is A is to B equal to 7 is to 5, it can just define a relation between A and B. Okay. Okay. So that kind of thing. Okay, but not the exact value. Okay, you say that the ratio of A by B, that is like A by B equal to 5 by 7, or ratio of A by B, that is A is to B equal to 5 is to 7. That doesn't mean the value of A is 5 and the value of B is 7. Okay. So here that is showing something that the weight of the two person is 40 kg and 80 kg. Clearly the weight of the second person is double of the weight of the first person. Okay, because 80 equal to 2 into 40. Okay, so weight of the first person divided by weight of the second person, if you define that kind of relation, so that will be 40 by 80, so that will be half. So weight of A is to weight of B equal to 1 is to 2. Okay, so then this 1 is to 2 can define a relation between their weights. So that kind of thing we talk about. Now here's something to say that we share the ratio of the weight of the first person is second person is half of half, that is, oh okay, so that is this thing. The ratio of the like quantities AB is the quotient A divided by B, and it is written as A is to B. That is all know that, I think so. Okay, for that now here's something note, you can define that, that is the ratio of two unlike quantities is not defined. Example, the ratio of the 5 kg and 25 meter cannot be found. Okay, whenever you try to find out some ratio, the two quantity must be the same category. Okay, so unlike quantities ratio is not defined. The ratio of A and B is the same as the ratio of the quantity MA and MB and A by M by B by M. Okay, so this is the something that is the properties of ratio. You can say that if A is to B, okay, so this implies some MA is to MB, where M is what? M is just a number that are multiplied with A and B both. So you can easily say that MM will be cancelled out from the both side if you write it like MA divided by MB, then it will be definitely cancel out. Okay, so the A by B will be the you get. Okay, so this kind of thing that is not so important here. So this is the properties of, and similarly A by M equal to A by M is to B by M, that is also a ratio we can imply from A is to B. Okay. Okay, so another thing that you have to define, that if two quantities are in the ratio M is to N, and then the quantities will be form M is to K and N is to K, where K is any number, K not equal to 0 obviously, and thus the ratio quantities XY will be 3 by 4 and XY can be say 6 is to 6 and 8. So here K is to 2 and 9 and 12 is, and so on. Okay, so that is they are talking to want to say about, that is if the ratio of that is the same thing that MA and MB will be. So here you can define that if A is to B equal to 2 is to 3, so whenever you have the quantity, this is 2, okay, so whenever you have the quantity like K equal to 4, I consider. Okay, so here you can say that this is 8 is to 12. This ratio is equal with 2 is to 3. Okay, because that k is multiplied here only, it can be cancel out whenever you making it like a fraction. Okay, so that's quite easy thing. If k% of a k% of b is the ratio of ab equal to k, equal k is to 100, so a is to b equal to p is to q, then a equal to p by q into 100% of b, that is p by q into b. Okay, so ratio of ab is given to you. If ratio of ab is given to you, okay, a is to b is given, and the a is k% of b, this is given to you. Okay, then you can define here the value of a and the value of b, like how, that is this. Okay, a equal to p by q into 100% and b equal to q p by q into b. Okay, here they can say that a is to b equal to p is to q. Okay, this type of thing, the relation between the similar ratio here. Okay, so now the type of ratios here. The type of ratio is what? Now one is compounded ratio, another is duplicate ratio, this is triplicate ratio, subduplicate, subtriplicate, and reciprocal. So this kind of thing they are talking about. I will talk it like one by one. Like the compound ratio is compounded ratio, that is a is to b and c is to d. If two ratio is given, then ac equal to bd, ac is to bd, and that ab is a is to b, c is to d, e is to f, the ratio, then acf equal to bdf. Okay, there, that is they are talking to say that if we talk about two ratio, a is to b and c is to d. Okay, is the ratio, we can write the compound ratio there, that is ac is to bd. Okay, ac is to bd. And if they are talking about three ratios here, a is to b, c is to d, and e is to f, then the ratio, compounded ratio will be aec equal to bdf. Okay, they just compounded that ratios. Okay, the two or three ratios they have, they are compounded that. Okay, so in this way they can define that. Now the duplicate ratio is here. Okay, so duplicate ratio is what? That is, the duplicate ratio is a is to b, then the duplicate ratio of a is to b is a square is to b square. So that is the one time they are increasing the powers actually. Okay, the index they are increasing here, that is a is to b, that's the, that can be a square is to b square. Okay, this is the duplicate ratio. And there is a triplicate ratio. Triplicate ratio is nothing but they increasing the index like 3. Okay, so this is can be triplicate ratio, that is aq is to bq. Okay, this is the triplicate ratio. And now the subduplicate ratio. Subduplicate ratio means the a is to b, that is root a is to root b. Okay, and the subtriplicate ratio is nothing but, that is a is to b, you have, then you can write this as this way. Okay, that is the cube root. Okay, so cube root, that is will be the sees as a subtriplicate ratio. Okay, now on the reciprocal. So reciprocal, they can say that if a is to b, so this is a is to b, then reciprocal will be what? Here all, here you can consider, here you have to remember that here a not equal to 0 and b not equal to 0 always. Okay, then the reciprocal of this ratio will be 1 by a is to 1 by b. This is the reciprocal ratio of this. Okay, and you have to consider this condition here, that is a not equal to 0, b not equal to 0, because you are doing that divide that 1 by a and 1 by b. Okay, so whenever you divide, you know that the divisor is not always not equal to 0, so that kind of thing they are talk about. Okay, so now there is a comparison of ratios. Now the comparison of ratios is what? To make to compare two ratios, you have to follow kind of steps. Okay, first make the second terms and both equal. both ratios are equal. For determine the LCM of the second term of the ratio, divide the LCM by second term ratio and multiply with the each term of denominator by the ratio. That is, you have to know from your childhood that how to compare two ratios, that is how to compare two fraction a by b and c by d, this kind of thing. This is quite easy. I am not talking about this, that what ratio is will be greater, what ratio is be less, that is 6th standard thing. So now here the to divide the number into two part of ratio, that is quite important, that we have to talk about. So today is not, that is talk about in the next session. So that's all for today. We'll see you in the next session.